Okay, well, welcome everybody. Steve Swartz here, and I'm excited about this presentation and wanted to welcome you out. Jeff, I just woke him up. He's in the Netherlands, poor guy. And that's what we do. We move around, we make things happen, and I am going to do my best to make sure this thing moves forward and backwards. And let me just test it out here. Let me see here. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, good. Okay, guys, everything's awesome. I see you guys are out there, and again, wanted to just say welcome. We had an awesome event. This is our hashtag Own Life, and we think it's a pretty cool hashtag. We thought about it, and it keeps it pretty simple. So you can add that to social media and do things like that. And we were using that at our event. We just did an event in Vegas, Las Vegas. And I pulled off some pictures off Facebook, some crazy pictures. We did 2 days. We had Jeff, Angela, and Angela Boyle was in the background making everything happen. Jeff was leading it, and then I became the MC. It's pretty cool. Stefan was there, Sandra from Northern Ireland, all you guys, Christy Oakey, John Oakey, Tim Sales was there. There's Arlene, John Thompson, Cynthia, and Chris Doyle rocked the house. And so, we had a group, and I believe, if you see the social media posts, okay, the social media posts. By the way, I'm going to give you a little teaser here. We're going to do something fun. I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit about some things that we're doing, but I wanted to go on here and just show some comments. All right. These are comments from people that were at this event. This is why you're going to want to come to the next event, and it's going to be different than this one. It's just going to be even better. But here's some of the comments. He said, when I came over to RX, this is someone, Ron, he said to RX from another company, I thought the products were great, but there was something missing. First, there was no one system for all. Hold on, I'll just tell Cameron. Hey, Cameron, I'm all good, brother. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Yeah, man, thanks. Bye. Look at how good RX is. I text the customer service guys on their evening, and they call me back. I love it. Well, let me just say that this gentleman's testimonial is basically saying that there was no system. There's all kinds of different people doing different things, and I know that to be the case because we've had different people come into the company, all kinds of things of this nature. And it's hard to create a culture with that. And so the gentleman's saying that there was no culture. Having reps lead functions, and no corporate people will create the culture using the income system that Jeff has cleaned up that works well. It's a great system. So I can honestly say that the Vegas event was the best RX event so far. I say so far as I expect the next one to be bigger, and it is going to be bigger. And I'm going to show it to you right now, and we'll come up with I hope you guys are fired up because I'm bringing you Ray Higdon January 27th and 28th. We changed the date. We're going to be doing it in Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget. It sounds like a place that everyone's like, wow, where's that? It's downtown Vegas, but guess what? It's in the renovated part. They renovated it. They made it look really nice. And we have, affordable accommodations there. And we're there to work. We can go do an event. We can go do all that stuff, but we're there to work. We're bringing in Ray Higdon. I don't know. Do you guys like that? I don't know if I hear any chatter in there. Is anybody like, oh, who's Ray? I don't know if you guys know, but Ray's probably one of the most popular, and I would say the most spot-on network marketing trainers out there. I mean, obviously we have Tim Sales. He's in our company, but the guys that are out there in a generic sense, Eric Worre is probably the most well-known, but I would say right after that, Ray Higdon, if not, he has millions of downloads of his podcast every month. He's got great training, and I wouldn't bring him if his stuff didn't work. And so he's going to come in there talking about social media, talking about recruiting, and the mindset that it takes to be successful. So I really, really hope you guys are excited about this and getting excited. If you don't know Ray, just look up his website.com. Don't do it now. Don't get distracted. But I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited about this. We're taking our events to the next level, and we're going to be bringing in leaders. We're going to be bringing other leaders in. Some of you guys are on the webinar. You'll be speaking on stage. And, this is really what it is. A lot of people want to say, it's not that we don't want the corporate people there, right? But they're busy. They got a lot of things going on. They're running companies, and they do love coming to events. But, you can obviously imagine they get run ragged a bit, right? But they never complain about it. They love it. Riley was telling me how much he loves to do that stuff. But, they don't build the business, just being honest. They know how. A lot of them know how because they've done a lot of presentations. But we build the business, and that's who you ultimately want to be around. So we're going to have fun. We're going to take it to the next level. And tonight, what I wanted to do is rehash a little bit of stuff. Not rehash, but just get you back to think why you want systems. I look back when I first started in 2001, and what I needed was like a pathway to show prospects. And so we started creating some things, and we created tracking. And it was amazing. We were it was so basic, but we created it. And we would know when people looked at videos, and it created energy. And we had a 3-step process to show the opportunity. Sure, we got people on customers and things, but people that were looking for more income, that kind of thing, we used a system. And we created it. Now everyone's like, wait, all the geeks got a hold of all this kind of stuff. And now they make it a lot, better, right? Obviously. So I hope you guys are fired up about Ray. We'll hit this up again. So pretty excited about that. So let me go here, sorry. And, it doesn't matter what works for you. It only matters if it can duplicate. And, this is the case a lot of times. Sometimes you can do some marketing that can attract people. That's fine. But, you want to start thinking in a duplication situation. And one of the things about the culture that we want to have, right? We want to have in our culture, we always want to be staying positive, right? There's a lot of people that like to talk. I've talked about there's a difference. There's a couple letters that differentiate winners from whiners, right? And we want to be winners. We want to attract winners. If you would have been in that room, and I know a lot of you were, inside that room at that event was a bunch of winners and people that want to be on stage and people that want to really own their life. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why you would want duplication. Okay, but we're going to stay positive, avoid negatives, talk about the positive side of almost everything, including problems. I mean, that's the greatest part. Out of the event, we only had 80 people, but just imagine at this next one, we could have over 300. And are those people going to be on your team, or are you going to be the one there showing up by yourself? No, if they're going to be on your team, there's a lot of growth that can happen. And there are two kinds of people you do not want to work with: lazy people and negative people. No one likes a cynic, okay? It sounds fun to listen to, right? It's kind of funny to listen to, but not really. Not really, it isn't. It's not in your business. So focus on building leadership. There's nothing more important to your success than building leadership. If your team does not have a large number of leaders, it will turn upside down, and the weight of trying to help so many people will crush your business. You'll basically end up sort of like, you'll do all this management stuff, and guess what? No one's building the freaking business. And you'll be like, well, no one's recruiting anyone. And you stop. So everyone's going, well, gosh, I don't need to really, Steve's not doing much, so why should I have to do anything? And so that's what happens. So many let their ego get in the way as they want to be the big leader on stage. And you can know, I haven't done that role. I know how to do it. I can do it. But what I want is I had a compliment. Someone told me that I was probably the smartest. I had probably the smartest builder in the company. I don't think so. I don't know what that means. What it means is I put people in different legs. I start working with those people, and I try to find the leader in that leg and make them the hero of their teams. I don't need to be that person. And so many let their ego get in the way, and they want to be the big leader, and they do all they can do to build followers rather than leaders. If everyone's following everything you're doing and you're giving little tasks out and all that, you're going to die in this business. You're going to die in any business, but you are doing basically the micromanagement stuff. You don't want to be doing that. Okay. Well, it is true that you have to be a good follower before you can be a good leader. Yeah, you got to know what it takes to be a good follower. That means you're not a pain in the ass to your leader, right? You want to be an asset, not a pain in the asset. All right, you get it? Okay, good. So you want to be, you should be thinking like the leader. The best football, I had a football background as well as military. The best coach knows how the player thinks. The best player, most don't do this, knows how the coach thinks. That's rare. You can get that combination. then you're going to be excellent, right? You think like the player and you can think like the coach, right? What is the leader up against? Gosh, they have all these people whining to them about different things. No matter what we try to say, I don't want to be that person. I want to bring them someone that can help build the business, right? So I'm going to bring 3 ways. I want to bring positivity. I don't want to bring whining. Doesn't mean we don't ever complain about some things. Hey, this isn't going right. How can we fix it? Not a problem. I'm not saying that, right? So that's, being a good follower. You got to think, what is the leader going through? What do I want to put up with? What's going to happen when I'm doing it? So if you don't take the next step and allow or even push your team to become leaders, you're in trouble. That's why I've been pushing people on the phone. That's why you're going to be presenting at the next event. You could have 0 scoreboard right now. You could be at like 0. You could be like, oh my gosh, Steve, I haven't recruited anybody. You're coming on stage, but you got to get the work done. We'll talk about that. So top earners are usually not salespeople. I was not a salesperson. I guess I was always taught, but I was always communicating in the military. But I was a salesperson. I remember I went to like a job interview, like, a salesman. Like, what does a salesperson do? I guess I was like, what is that? Trust me, I didn't get the job. I don't think I cared, though. I didn't really want that job. But I didn't even know what it was. So a salesperson, recruiting using salesmanship and dragging people across the finish line. Like sales techniques and what's the close, Steve? How do you close someone? I don't know. Would you like to get started? There you go. Closing 101, done. Hey, man, did you see how that can help you get what you're looking, get more time with your kids? Great. Let's get you started. Is that a closing technique? I don't know. It's the one I use. Okay. So isn't that awesome? Is that a closing technique? I don't know. Can you do that? I remember I was reading all these Brian Tracy 21 ways to close a sale. Oh my gosh, like how distracting. Would you like to get started? All right. Focus on closing over and over. That's all they want to do, right? That's not what we're doing. We're not salespeople. Okay. We do have to get people to look at information. We do have to get people to buy products, right? Help them get what they want. We just find out what they're looking for and we give them a solution, right? And we ask them to get started. We follow up with them. Those are just our jobs. Those are the things. Everybody wants to be on the beach, but people have to make the phone calls, okay? All right. Are you a sales manager? Encouraging people to sell. Go sell stuff. Just sell something, right? I've heard them. Can you just sell a product? Come on. What's wrong with you? I've heard these people talk like this, and they don't make any money either. Push people to become salespeople, and they not going to do it. If you ask people across the board, would you like to be a salesperson? Hell no. They're going to be like, no way. Heck no, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't like it. Some people like it. I want the kill and all of this. I get it. But people that you bring into the team don't want to do that. And they're not going to. Okay. How's it going for you? Let me just ask you about that. If you're a salesperson and you're trying to get people to be salespeople, how's that working for you? All right. It never even occurred to me that this was a business of selling. Now, this information I got from a guy who became a top leader who was also a top salesperson, right? And he said he never really understood that this wasn't a business of selling. Doesn't make sense. Gosh, are we selling things? Yes. Although some sales techniques are helpful, if you convince people to join, you have little chance of them engaging and going to work, right? They're looking at what you're doing. And if what you're doing is painful and hard and tricky, they're not doing it. If you're using tricky sales lines, or you're making comebacks and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't mean you can't know how to answer some questions, right? But my best thing is just get to know someone, say, oh my gosh, let's learn about that. Well, what was your situation before that? Wow, what if it could be different? Just talk real, right? I think so many people lose their brain when they come into network marketing, okay? They forget that they've had people over to dinner. They forget that they've had a job. They forget that they get their kids to do their homework. They forget that they talk to people in the PTA. Just talk to people normal, find out what's going on with them, see if they'd be open to something, right? Leading leaders is rewarding, also difficult at times. Let me tell you, let leaders learn to lead. And that's what I normally do, right? What I do is kind of encourage, kind of like, hey, you might want to try this. Hey, great job on that. Might want to look at it a little bit different here. Think about this, man, I know you're on stage and you're doing awesome, but think about getting like 3 or 4 people on stage in your team. Imagine you're sitting in the front row and they're up there talking and they're excited about what's going on. Isn't that awesome? What about when you have 7 generations of leaders in your team? What kind of income? I mean, you can't kill that income. You could be really dumb. You could run across stage naked and they probably would still keep buying products and enrolling people, right? They probably wouldn't invite you back to be at the event. But I'm just saying, like, you got to be thinking, like, how do I get out of this? How do I get out if I want to keep going? If I want to retire from the business, and I'm set, have a steady income, I got to get other people to do it. 2 kinds of leaders: dictators or a true leader. Dictators doesn't work. It doesn't work anywhere. If you're always barking at people and yelling at people, it's not going to work in the military. It's not going to work anywhere. And a true leader wants his people to be successful. That doesn't mean you can't be a little tough on people. That doesn't mean you can't say, hey, you know what you're doing isn't working. You need to knock it off. Sometimes people need that. Maybe that's not your style. Maybe I can get away with that. You can't. You have to figure out your leadership style. But you can't be a dictator saying, we're doing it this way, nothing else. It's a collaboration. All right. So a duplication system, wouldn't that be nice? Right. Well, it is nice because we have one. But I want you to think of why you want one. The system must be simple, and it must be based on duplicatable recruiting, not on basically based on duplicatable scripts. Okay. Videos, online presentations, three-way calls, and trainings that follow the same system. It must never require the use of personally done presentations in a one-on-one or two-on-one setting. I know a lot of you are good at those things, but the people you bring in aren't. So if your system uses flip charts or PowerPoints, which I never use flip charts in my life. I remember I went to the convention, my first company I was in for 12 years, and I would always go and they would say, well, could you use this thing? I said, I've never seen it. Oh, yeah, sure. But you know what? I didn't. I never saw it. I never used it. I tried to, and I said, I couldn't do it. So, and I wouldn't do it because it involved me, and I could talk anyone into it, and I knew they couldn't, right? So no way, all right? So, so if your system uses flip charts or PowerPoints for people to use on individual presentations, I'm just telling you, take them out. It's going to slow you down. The only time you should use live personal presentations is in a group setting. So if you're going to do like a group meeting, yes. Doing a group meeting and playing a video for 20 minutes, it could work. But you probably want to be doing that presentation. That's okay to do it there. So this could be done at home meeting, that kind of thing. You can do those, right? You can come in and be the presenter. But if you have like that's a group of like 5, 6, maybe 10, 15, right? Or maybe a larger training. Of course, presentations like that can be done. No problem. But you sitting at Starbucks doing this, driving 45 minutes doing it, person doesn't show up, I don't do that game. That game that's like the nightmare. Like, no way, I'm not doing it. So individual presentations done at the appropriate time will put inappropriate time will put an end to your duplication, right? It's just the way it is. Okay, so take those out. And we did. We took those out. That's what was driving this. It all goes back to keeping the personality out of the system. One person's really talkative and great. One person's shy, right? How's that going to work? One person's, kind of introverted. One person's dynamic and can, do anything. And it's just funny and they're fun to listen to. One person isn't. How's that going to be? You're going to go find the comedian to do your business? Not going to happen, right? So personal presentations require the outgoing personality and speaking skill. How many people want to become speakers? I know I've never wanted to. I'm just kind of like melded into it because of this business, right? And that wasn't because I had to do speaking to make good money in the business. Never presented in front of people making 6 figures. Never like got in front. You got to get in front of the room. I didn't have to, right? Because I did the simple duplication steps. And that's what I encourage you to do. If eventually you want to be on stage, which I encourage some of you at the start of this, I know that means, I know it's cool. And I do want you to build those skills. But do not think that it's the skill that you must have to make money. It's a skill that allows you to help bring and inspire more people. That's what it does in our business. It's not you're the super closer up on stage. No, your job on those deals is to give testimonials and inspire people to do things. To people hear your stories, that kind of stuff. That's awesome. All right. That's why you want to start gaining those skills, and you just do it by just doing it. Okay. You don't take some course on the 5 ways to speak. I don't think so. You don't need that. You don't need that stuff. Give me a break. You're wasting your time doing that stuff. All right. We'll help you speak on stage. We'll help fix you up. And, if we need to correct some things, we'll correct it. We'll make you better. And maybe it's a learning experience. Who cares? Let's do it. So there are 2 skills that are not so frequent. Having an outgoing personality and a speaking skill. So it's not happening. So while there may be people fighting over the chance to speak in front of groups, getting everyone on your team comfortable with live presentations just won't happen, and it does not need to, and you're wasting your time. I think I hit that one at home. All right. The beginner, 80% recruiting, 20% management, probably even like I would say 90%, but 80%. Lower levels, 70% recruiting, 30% management. Middle levels, meaning like, you're making good money. Like top levels, 20% recruiting, 80% management mode. That's okay. That's okay, right? Like me putting this webinar together, putting it together, spending time on it, me talking to leaders, making sure that they got the right tools. You don't need to do that stuff. If you're like not, if your check isn't over, a couple $1,000s a week, you don't need to do that. You need to keep your butt act like you're a beginner, all right? I don't care the mid levels, the 60% recruiting, 40% management, maybe. But if your check is in the gutter, get your butt at 80% recruiting mode. Okay? I'm just letting you be the top recruiters. Okay? To be successful, you have to take massive action every day. What does that look like? Massive action for you could even start off on 553. 5 new invites, 5 follow-ups, get 3 people looking through the videos every day. The Own Your Life series. Just get it done. All right? 553. Hey, I met you at Starbucks the other day. That starts to be the conversation. I remember you were saying that, you're tired all the time. Have you ever thought about owning your life? I mean, do you really own it? Would you like to own your life? Does that sound interesting? And then you can learn about them and say, you know what? I'm going to send you a video and check it out and see if it makes sense. It takes a whopping 1.5 minutes. You got 1.5 minutes to watch it? Absolutely. Okay, cool. Good. 80% of your time, guys and gals, recruiting. What is that? And recruiting sounds dangerous. Sounds scary. What it means, get that big word. It's like selling, right? Recruiting. Oh my gosh, recruiting. What it means is you're sitting down and having conversations with people. You're learning about them. You're finding out what's going on, and you're helping them. That's all you're doing. And through the process, you're going to have them look at videos, and you're going to follow up, and they're going to get excited about the business. And then you're going to bring, and some aren't going to be, and you're going to bring some people in as customers. That's where you spend your efforts in being able to build your business. That's what it's not listening to audio trainings for 2 hours during the day. If you don't have many hours a day to build, spend 20 minutes listening to that stuff, right? Getting your mindset, learning some new things, some new perspectives, and then spend most of your time doing this, okay? All right, where leaders focus. Until you reach the highest levels, you should always be dividing your time between 3 or 4 legs. I'm going to tell you the span, there's no way. A general, a 4-star general has a 3 to 5 man and woman span of command. What does that mean? They can only really diligently work 3 to 5 people. One time some guy told me, oh, that's, you can't think like that in network marketing. You're not going to make it. I said, really? How's your life? You spend all your life on your phone, and you know what? You're still out there dying 20 years into the business, right? Work on 3 to 4 legs at a time. If you want to keep building, you can keep building. Not a problem. All right. Hold on one second. I will do that at the end. Okay. 3 to 4 legs. But really, for you, I'm going to show you, you don't even need to spend that much time right now. You could work on 3 to 4 people. It doesn't have to be legs. I've told you guys my formula for you to get full time. I'm going to share it with you again, right? I would focus 2 legs, 3 to 4 people, all right, that they start to be the people that start to do things. How do you spot a leader? They're doing stuff, right? They're doing things. So, so in the middle levels, that would be 10% of your time with each 3 hot legs, 10% with all the others, all right? So you start to look at that. You want to spend your time with the doers, not the complainers. The winners, not the whiners, okay? Now, if you're doing something to make people mad, figure that out. But most likely you're not. Don't let people eat you alive. If you're out there basically working and you're doing the 80% and you're working on bringing people into the business, do not let the whiners make you doubt yourself, all right? A lot of people, well, you didn't do this and you gosh, I'm going to work on that myself. Hey, you know what? I got to get going. Sounds like, plug into the training. I got to get on a phone call, and I think you can fix that. Hey, bring me a 3-way, and I'll be happy to talk to your prospect. Got to go. Boom. I'm done with that. I can't work with it, right? I know, because I did that. And guess what? My check went to shreds. Well, not that bad, let's be honest. But I did that before, and it didn't work very well. And so I stopped doing that when I realized that, you know what? That ain't working. All right, never stop recruiting. Now, if you want to keep building your business, I'm always looking for new talent. I'm bringing in some new people into the company right now. All right, I'm bringing in. I'm thinking. I'm strategizing things. I'm generating leads. I'm figuring out, walking and talking, running into people. I got my antenna up. Okay. Because gosh, guys, it's so young in the company and the US business is so wide open. You'd be crazy not to be gunning for the Founders Club. I'm telling you, right? Everyone should always have 3 personally sponsored reps that deserve your time. Absolutely. And sometimes they're not always your personally. You have others, right? So you got to have 3, but there's going to be others that are emerging, and you got to work with those people too and figure out what's going on and put systems in place for them and put these things in place for them to be successful, okay? To be successful, you have to take massive action every day. 5 invites. So I'm talking to someone and I start to, I just, hey, what's going on? I learn about it. I'm doing a grading, a qualified, like the inviting formula. I'm doing that with 5 new people a day. I'm following up with 5 people that I did that with and invite them to look at videos and saw that they looked at the Own Your Life, but maybe they didn't look at this. And I'm following up with those people. And then I'm getting 3 of those people that I invited, at least 3, to be viewing the videos, okay? All right, so I want the presentations. I don't want to be the presentation. I'm not doing that. I want people watching the presentation. Eyeballs on the presentation, okay? All right. Are you on the right track? How many 3-way validations and closing calls are you helping out with? Someone looked at all the information. Are you helping them? Are you bringing those calls to people that you work with? All right. Are you making those calls? How many presentations per week are you attending or helping with? Are you doing the trainings? Okay. Are you helping somebody close after they've had someone go through the presentations, right? How many conference calls are you doing a week? And guess what? If you don't have a big team, don't start doing your own calls. Plug into ours, plug into the other ones, right? The trainings on Saturdays or Sundays, whenever it's Saturdays, right? And plug into the trainings that the company has. The more things you plug into, the better off you're going to be. Just don't be, that's what I did in RX all week. I attended trainings. Sorry, you're not doing the business and you're going to be in the MLM graveyard. And maybe but you know what? I'm giving, by the way, this call, just so you know, is for the business people, the people that really want to build the business. If you're there and you love the products and you like just being around the team, we love that. And we love people that love the products. And we love people that just want to be on the team and they like being a part of the group. That's okay. If you're not super recruiter and you're not super builder, that's okay. This call is more for that's the people that really want to take 6 figures and they really want to go nuts and they want to make multiple 6 figures. That's what this call is. But if you're not there yet, hey, we love you where you're at. Some people emerge 4 years later and they figure out, my gosh, I want to do something with this. Just give yourself 5 years to be successful before you run off to the next thing. Problem in network marketing in the US, everyone's bouncing around and there's so many companies that have paid people and done all these crazy things that people don't even know what the heck to join. They don't even know a good company when it's in front of them. And that's why we have to talk to them about RX, because we created that company. Okay. How much time are you spending giving your best to others, right? Well, you know what? I could be at a football game with my son right now watching the 9th grade team play. He's in 8th grade, but I'm doing a webinar. That's okay. That's all right. What are you willing to do, right? Are you willing to make little sacrifices, regardless of downline affiliation or the compensation plan? You know what? Our comp plan is really cool because we have 7 generations. You should be thinking like a founder and you'll share in the market. So everyone counts. How many times are you willing to travel, go to meetings, be stood up to find success, right? I had a guy tell me to call him yesterday. Exact time. Text me, said, okay, call me. I called him, didn't answer. Did I go home and cry? No. I mean, what? Okay, I texted, hey, I left him a great message. Hey, sounds like I missed you. Boom. Text him up. Didn't respond. Oh, I don't go crying. I go call somebody else. Good, no problem, right? Cannot succeed your way to success. You must fail your way to success. People say, well, Steve, I'll do it when when I sign somebody up. I'll talk to my warm market when I start to be successful. I'm like, how are you going to be successful? Well, when I sign someone up. So you're going to sign up a complete stranger and you're trying to learn how to do lead generation because you don't want to talk to people you run across. It's not possible. There's no way. You can't be successful without being successful first. Come on, people. Let's think about it, right? You must fail your way to success. All right. Just the way it is. 80% of the people, regardless of how good you get, like I just told you, I'm pretty good, right? I'm pretty good. I'm okay at this, right? 80% of the people you ask will not even take a look. What is wrong with these people? I don't know. They didn't go to the right schools. No, I don't know. It's just the way it is, right? 50% of the ones that say they will look won't, all right? And only 50% of the ones that take a look will take the next step and join. Well, it's a lot of people to go through, is it? Well, I don't know. Talk to some more people. Give yourself a chance. Don't talk to one person a week and say, I'm doing the business and I don't know why it's not working. Because, like I said, the one guy I talked to, right? If that's all I talked to, well, he went poof. I don't know. Maybe he's still there. But how many times do I need to call him? I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times. I could do that. But if I have more people to talk to, I can spend more time with people, and we have a system. All right. However, if you teach your team to ask, 2 or 3 a day is manageable. As you start to ramp it up, start to get up to 5. There you go. There's at least 10 a week for which 2 people will say they will take a look, and one will. Every 2 weeks, you have a new rep. That's pretty good, right? If every 2 weeks you guys had a new rep from your team members, that's pretty good, right? Every 2 weeks, you have a new rep, and that goes through your downline. You are a raging success. Can you imagine all you guys on here that are on here? You invited a couple people that, every 2 or 3 a day, and then, 10 a week, and, even did it at that level, right? And then, every 2 weeks, someone joined. Oh my gosh. What if you had 20 people doing that? All right. And guess what? Your team just grew in a couple weeks by 20, right? Boom. There you go. Boom. I don't even know if that math was good, but I'm going to go with it. All right. So the biggest change in my career came when I quit spending too much time with the wrong people. We all do that. We're all looking for leaders. We're all trying to, find that leader. And so someone's doing something and they're excited and we spend all this time and then we look at what they're doing and they're really not doing much. They've been in the business for a long time and they won't call anybody. They won't talk to people. Love them where they're at. Say, you're here to help you. What information you got? Plug them into the training and then go get on the phone and you do your 80%. Okay? You'll do it. That's what you got to do, man. Okay? And a great inviter always goes to the top. Doesn't always own all the it's not always a top income earner, but always goes to the top. If you can be good at inviting, you can go to the top. And that's what you just work on. Hey, and what is inviting? Hey, hey, Mike. Hey, Steve. Yeah, we ran into each other that day. Hey, I remember you were saying that you wanted a new car. Gosh, what do you like? What car do you have now? He's like, I have a Volvo. That's a pretty cool car. Now, what do you do for a living? Boom. Oh, now what car did you really want? Man, I love this thing. But I'm getting the guy to talk to me. And I say, you know what? I've got something that maybe can help you get a new car. Heck, I don't know. I don't know if it's for you or not, but so there you go, right? You start weaving it into your conversations and you can own your life. All right. Remember I told you guys this at the event. If you weren't there, this is how you own your life for real. Get residual income. It's the greatest thing you could ever create for yourself so you can do whatever you want when you want to. And if you're working on 2 lines, 13,334, I would be building 2 lines because 2 lines for you, the average person out there, most people, they're not making $156,000 take-home pay in their job. It's not happening, right? And so if you can optimize 2 lines, 13,334 points on 2 lines, and you keep building on that, you work on that for 5 years. What if it happens quicker? Well, then it happens quicker. But how many of you could stand in 5 years, you tumble through this and maybe you got one leg going for a year and you're like, man, my base commissions are sucking wind, but you got one leader. And then the next year you get another one. And then they kind of pile on each other and they start becoming officers. Officer making $1,000 a week and you get a couple officers in your team on each leg. Wow. Now you're making $2,000, right? So $2,000 base commissions, you get 2 shares of the income position. You earn 1. But then guess what? Because because you optimize 1 income position, you get 1, but you're a 2x, so it doubles. They range from about 200 to 250. We'll just say 250 because we like bigger numbers, and we'll say 500. So now you made 2,500 for the week, but you're also getting matching bonus because people in your team are making it. You probably be making more than 500, but let's just be conservative, all right? So roughly throw in another 3,000. So now you're at $3,000 for the week. That's $156,000 a year, all right? And then you're also banking, if you haven't already, got your savings bonus, you're banking $300 a week into the savings bonus, which starts to add up, and you get paid $10,000 when it ends up at being $10,000. And then every 4 weeks, you make up to $2,000. Okay. In this scenario, if you stayed at $2,000 a month, your savings bonus would save up at $300 a week, and you'd get paid at $1,200 instead of $2,000. All right. But still, that's $1,200 extra for the month. And also $2,000 on the savings on the cost of living allowance. That's you multiply that by 0.03. It's like 3%, like for inflation. So you just multiply that by your base commissions. If they're $2,000 a week, you make $60 extra a week. That's gosh, $240 extra a month. That pays for some gas, doesn't it? Come on, you got to start thinking like this. This is what's in front of you. And so we want to start building our 2 lines. We can go wide and we can get 3. If you have other leaders, you can do all those things. But just imagine your team members start working on this, and you start working together, and you start working on those leaders, and you start building your lines. You build your one, you put one on one side, you put one on the other. Maybe there's some carryover volume, so you put some on the other so you can boost your base commissions, and you start thinking like this, okay? So here's the components of the duplication system: business models that work for the masses, systems that are duplicatable, continual training and education, team effort with experts in the field. We'll do that. We already have that. So, and that's what you're going to get fired up about this event coming up. Support that is unparalleled, strategy that will last a lifetime. This strategy right here in a company like RX will last you a lifetime if you build it solid. You get enough people, with customers in there, with reps, right? You get someone to get 10 customers, 4 reps. You start working on that model. Everyone gets their 4. Everyone's a team lead. They're selling products even out of their initial product packs that they get. You get people moving products, right? Sharing stuff with people, sending links, sending these things, and you get this thing moving, and it's going to take off, okay? And that's the strategy that will last you a lifetime, and you continue to read books. We have these things. We're going to be building a back office for you guys with all the training in there, so you can go in there, and if someone says, well, how do you talk to your warm market? Boom, go listen to this, all right? Go listen to this. How do you invite someone on a thing? Go listen to this. So you're doing less explaining and less training of yourself explaining, and you're doing more outbound building. That's what you're doing. Telling you, do you know that 10 income positions? I'm just going to throw it out there for the big thinker. 10 income positions. I know it's a lot of legs, but 10 income positions, that's $20,000 base commissions. That's like $18,000. It's like just basically, it's about $250,000 a month. Just letting you know that, okay? That's $3 million a year, okay? People in RX are going to be earning this. The top income earner in RX wasn't even in network marketing 3 years ago. Never did it before. Top income earner. Was going to be an elementary school teacher. Top income earner. But guess what? 50% of her team gets team lead bonus. And they follow their own system that they do. They don't even do any video. They just do their own thing. They do. I'm not saying what they have is perfect, but just think about that. Everyone's getting their 4 using the Own Your Life system, right? Do you have the time and money you want to do what you want when you want to? Do you own your life? You have to think about that. And there's some emails, and these are emails that you can carve and you can make them into your own. I've been learning from some successful people, right? Make it like, hey man, I just went to this thing in Vegas. I've been learning from some really successful people. I thought you may want to see this. Because I remember you saying that you're worried about your job. My friend called me today. I hope he's on the webinar. He's been in corporate 17 years. He was at Dell 2 years before me. He stayed there. He hates his life over there, right? He loves his life with his kids and his scouts and all these things and his wife, but he just cannot stand the corporate deal anymore. 1% raise. He's a smart dude, former military officer, went to a good school. 17 years. He hates it, right? He's doing all this minuscule stuff. He's pissed. Now's his time to make it happen, all right? So think about the people that are out there. You're not the only one looking. They're all looking. You just have to present them the right way, all right? You have to just be interested in them enough, learn about the pain that's going on in their life, get into their world, find out what's going on, and be genuine about it. Be interested, not interesting, right? So just shooting this email off blind is not a good move. You need to have conversation. That's the tough part, but do it, okay? All right, so the first video is Own Your Life, right? That's the first video we're going to do, right? That's the first video we have. Let me see here. I got that out of order here. So that's video number 1. Sorry, that's video number 1. Own Your Life. I just took a screen capture of it, right? That's the Own Your Life video. You want to get people looking at that. Now, the purpose of this is to start the conversation by getting the prospect to ask him or herself the question. Gosh, it's only a minute and a half. Do I have the time and money and health to do what I want when I want to, right? Don't worry about the URL. Just send them the email with the link. All right, there you go. Say, I'm going to send you an email. Check it out. Boom. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. All right. Then you can manually enter them. You can do all that kind of stuff, to generate prospects, right? You can talk to the person and put them into the system with their name and email. That's all good. The website stuff's coming. It's getting programmed into the system, all right? And then, let me back this up. Then you want to be doing, the perfect business, right? The perfect business email, right? And that's the one that talks about RX. It's the 11-minute. So what we did is we took the first one, Own Your Life. Second one in the series is talking about the company, because it makes sense when you go from that. It talks about, hey, look at that guy there. He's tired. He's overworked. He doesn't own his life. And it talks about the options that he goes through. And that's where we introduce RX. And then we show why it's different. Okay. And then, and then we can use this video for the success system, right? Right. But I also made a new email in there as well for this portion, the opportunity video. And we're going to fix this email up as well. Okay. And this is the video. So this is the success system, the 5-minute video. And you guys have all seen it. This is just a screen capture out of that. So that's just 1, 2, 3 process. You got the Own Your Life. Then we give them, our perfect business. We show them our business, and we show them the systems that are going to allow them finally to actually have duplication, where maybe that they've tried this before, so that they feel that they can do it. And your job is to get people through that runway. That's it. Say, you know what? Check this out. Sit down and watch it with them. Don't be weird. You can do it. Say, isn't that awesome? Can you see how you can spend more time with your kids? Get them through it. Get people through this. That's your job. Okay. And the success system, to have more time, for money, freedom, you need a duplicatable system, right? And you can talk to the person about that. And that's what that video covers. All right. And, and that's what you want. You also have the income system app, which it's the COA search COA network. And then it's you'll see it in there. It's not the phone one. It's not the other one, but you'll see what it is. All right. And you can download that on your phone. All right. And then you can own your life. All right. Because what we want you guys to be doing is doing that 1, 2, 3 process. Okay. Because we're building leaders. All right. We're building leaders, and we want to see you at the top. I know Woodson's going to be there. Stefan, Jeff, Jane Bolin. I know she's going to be there. Everyone. It's just going to be amazing. Right. And this is what we're doing. So you want to be at this event. If RX held a convention, I would tell you to come to our event. We're not trying to compete against them at all. I'm just saying to you, we're going to be building these events up, and it's going to be at a price that's not $75. We're bringing in speakers. We got to cover all these things, and we're on the lurch. We don't even know. We're in the we're putting our expenses up. We don't know if people are going to show, but we know they are, because we're rebuilding you guys up. And you got about 90, 60, I don't know what it is, a little more than 90 days to make it happen. And you need to kick butt now. You need to be running now, because this event's coming. It's going to be here before you know it. And this room, we want to have a room that's even bigger than this room, right? We want you packed in there. I want to introduce you to Ray. I want you to understand who he is and what he's about. And you know what? We're excited to have you guys there. Hopefully this training was, so you got something out of this tonight. And you know what? We're here to help you own your life, build your business, and I can't wait to have you guys in Vegas. And again, get people through the process. And appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And I'll hold on here if you have some questions. But for that right now, I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks so much.